Michigan State and Colgate. Jack Stager, Joe Dez next to me. You saw the starting lineups there on the screen momentarily. Colgate winning the tip. Colgate coming quickly. Lencienko 3, that's good. And the Raiders get the first points of the game, Joe.
And that play came from Cox, just the aggressiveness on defense. Great job.
So it's Fears, Cooper, Kholer, Tang, and Encore, the 5 for Michigan State. Fears going quickly, lob it up, and almost throw it down. Cooper missed it, and the Raiders are coming the other way.
Had a chance with the pick and roll. Cooper was going to get down with it.
Lencienko with it, quickly over to Cox. Now Sam Wright with it. Wright almost thought about the 3. Now he's going to try to take Kholer. Quick pass out to Cummins, and that one's all air. And you'll hear it from the his own faithful. Fears thought about the pull-ups, drop step inside. That's good. Jeremy Fears gets the first basket for the 2025-26 season for MSU.
He was a leader in points against UConn, starting on foul already.
And now a turnover. Spartans looking to run. Fears slowing it up quickly. Back up top to Kholer. Lots of movement in this offense, Joe. They want to run. Tang for 3. That one's good. Listen to this crowd, a fan favorite. It's Kerr Tang season in East Lansing.
You just talked about the movement that got Kerr Tang a wide open shot. He drilled it.
Spartans up 5-3. Breslin center on its feet. Lencienko inside. That one off the front iron.
The help defense of Carson Cooper was massive.
Another one for Tang. In and out. Almost dropped in. Good board by the Raiders and a good closeout that time. Cox, quick pass out. 3 ball. That one off again.
Fears had a slip up on defense, but able to recover.
A little loose with the ball. Quick pass out to Kholer. Back inside. Double team comes. Colgate's going to be looking to double those posts, Joe, every time Michigan State big gets it down low. We'll see if it comes right here quickly. Cooper's going to try the jumper. That's off front iron.
Those double teams are working. You can just see so many bodies in the paint plugging it up.
That's what they want to do. They want to try to crash the rebounds as much as possible. Cummins in the corner, going to try to take Carr. Inside, blocked. Might have been Tang, might have been Carr, but one of the Spartans got a piece of it.
There wasn't much movement from the Colgate offense outside of the ball carrier there.
A team effort defensively by Michigan State. Carr's going to try a jumper. That one won't go. Cox with it now. He has to get going, Joe, if Colgate wants to keep this one close with the Spartans as Lencienko misses a 3.
And there's a miscommunication there. He had an open opportunity. Michigan State got away with one.
Since the first 3 ball for the Raiders, they're 0 for 5, and Kholer answers. That's his first points of the early season.
That's an aspect he added to his game last season, and it's been paying off. Shot the ball 37% from behind the arc last year.
Jaxon Kholer, what a season he has to have for Michigan State. The 6'9" senior. Here's a drive, quick pass out. Lencienko tries another one. That's off again. Raiders struggling here early since hitting their first shot.
Nice recovery from Fears. A lot of the struggle has come from the off-ball movement being lacking for Colgate after that first possession.
Fears gets the screen by Cooper. Jumper, that one won't go. Cox just pulls it back out. Now works around the screen, driving inside, lost the handle, and a foul is going to be called. And Colgate, after hitting their first field goal, they've struggled 0 for their last 6, 3 and 55-second scoring drought for the Raiders. We'll see if they can get on the board here. Quickly over to Cox, back outside. Tweedy has it now. Ben Tweedy, the transfer. One of the transfers that the Raiders got in the offseason. Now Cox step back, good defense by Fears, and that's a tough shot for Cox to make, and the Spartans' collective effort grabs the rebound. Trey Fort into the game, Jordan Scott into the game as well. Scott, the young 4-star recruit, freshman.
Already a big impact on the Spartans, had 3 steals in that exhibition against UConn.
And Kholer got freed up down low, but couldn't handle the pass from Kholer. Tang guarding Tweedy. Cox working with it, lost the handle for a second. Fierce is right there. Cox still has it. Back outside. Cummins for three. That one's good. Left open, and he made him pay.
A really nice reaction from Cummins as well, getting that three ball off, not hesitating, allowing the defense to close in. He got an open shot.
That's exactly what you want if you're Colgate. You need those open looks, especially when you're on that scoring drought. You need something easy to free up.
Sometimes helps just to see one go through the net.
So Kholer with it now, one-on-one for now, waiting for the double team, turns around using that footwork, can't go. Cooper keeps it alive. Gets the Coop echoes from the Izzo. Here's Fort for three.
Fort so good on threes in the exhibition games. He went 4 of 9, really adds an aspect to a team that lost over 80% of their three-point shots.
How about this? Michigan State starting 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. Fears with a steal inside, delayed Euro stepping in. That's saucy.
And how about that body control for the young man? He's become so confident over the years.
He really is, and we'll mention it again and again, but he needs to have a year for Michigan State. Good defense by Jordan Scott that time. Gets the rebound as well. Fears working with it, navigating the offense. Fort, another one. Just off the front iron. Rebound, battled around, and Fears has it. Kholer wants it inside. Give it to Cooper. Looking for Fort once again. Nowhere to go with it. He still has his dribble, eventually does. Fears is going to try a three. That one's off. Michigan State now 0 for their last 2 3-pointers on that possession. And inside that time, it was a wide open Sam Wright, but the pass a little too high. Scott for three. That one's off the back iron as well.
And Michigan State a lot more size than the Raiders, but they're not really using it. They're using the outside moves a lot. If you look at Kholer, his matchup is the 6'4" Ben Tweedy.
And Michigan State wanting to go inside early.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
First half, so stick with us. Ungochukwu, and off-ball foul is going to be called as Ungochukwu is driving. It's going to be going against the coverage on Cam Ward.
That came from all the movement from Michigan State. Encore cutting back door, going around the baseline. There's just a little bit too much gravity. You can see it right there on the jersey. Way too much.
So Odetoni Bo gets his first foul called against him. And now Fears working with it. Ungochukwu tries a three. That one's off the back iron. Michigan State has struggled beyond the arc after starting 2 for 3.
Haven't scored in 3.5 minutes, Michigan State, that is.
Clarismo with it, gives it over to Tweedy. And the Raiders haven't had much success going in the paint yet, as Clarismo tries a pull-up jumper. That's air, but quickly up and in that time by Odetonibo.
He was just showing off the hops on that one.
And Encore was driving that time, looking still for his first bucket of the evening. And he'll go to the line and have a chance to change that right here.
The fact he even got that close to being able to dunk that ball is a testament to his athleticism. You could see back foot slipping, a little bit of tough defense. He still got up there. He's been having some issues at the free throw line though, Jack.
Yeah, and it's somebody from Michigan State that it's going to take a collective effort this season to have success from the free throw line. And Carr, he spent so much time, not only over this offseason, but also throughout the year last year, working on his shooting form, working on not only his just on-ball shooting, but also being able to have that catch and shoot ability as well.
Came in purely as a raw athletic specimen, but he's developed a lot to his game.
So he gets the second one to go and gets on the board for his first time in the 2025-26 season. many more of those for Encore. Now inside, Raiders quickly kick it back out. Right back 3-ball. That one's good. Ayure gets his first 3 of the evening.
And they've cut down to a 1-point deficit. Michigan State not scoring a field goal in over 4 minutes now.
Yeah, and Carr looking for the foul, but it's just going to be swatted out of bounds. Odutonyibo was there in coverage once again.
For Carr, he thought he was going to get that call. Split the last 2 at the line, went 5 of 15 through the exhibition games at the line. Might be a blessing in disguise that they got possession instead of free throws here.
Unguchukwu checks out, Kurtang in. He has it now. Looking for Fears, and Spartans will get in their half-court set. And it's going to be offensive foul called going against Michigan State and Jesse McCullough.
McCullough is trying to pull off that pick and roll, coming off the screen. They started fighting with the hands too much. He got double teamed down low, got too aggressive.
Jesse McCullough, redshirt freshman, sat out last year, 6'10", 240. Take another look and just get in the back end of Cox there.
You can see it's right when he wraps his arm around Cox's left arm. They're going to call that every single time.
And especially if you're moving into him too, if you're going that way already towards the hoop, and I think that's what him and Coach Izzo are discussing right now. So Cox getting the up screen, decides not to use it. Ayure now with it, guarded by Carr. Gets the screen right back to Cox. Now inside, Oleksienko looking for somebody, finds Cox, gonna have to force one up, and eventually the Raiders do as the shot clock was winding down, Tang with the board. Fears all the way to the bucket and scoops it in.
Fears is so great at setting up his teammates, but this year the biggest aspect of growth in his game has been his aggression on the offensive end, the fact he's willing to take the shot himself.
And that's something that not only Coach Izzo has talked about, but also Fears has talked about, is working himself and getting better offensively. Cox driving inside, and foul's going to be called. Multiple Spartans were there as Cox took a tumble down to the floor.
We talked about how much of a vocal leader Fears is for this team, but just on the hustle plays as well. Obviously didn't end the way they wanted to here. A little bit too much contact down low, but Fears made sure to jump up and slap away that shot just in case they were going to count.
Yeah, foul goes against Carr. That's his first, and that one, it looked like he just got tripped up. Wasn't that big of a foul, but here's a big block, Carr. Ball don't lie. Here goes Michigan State looking for something quickly. Pass over Kholer. That one's off, and Cooper tracks it down. Right back, Kurtang, wide open 3 is good. The Kurtang effect is alive in East Lansing.
This is why they brought him in, Jack. During high school, he was a lights-out shooter. He had some struggles in limited time last year and in the exhibition games this year, but he's found his shot.
Cox inside and gets it to go off the back iron. Nice job that time by Cox to get all the way down to the cup. Right back to Carr. He goes inside, lost it. Nice defense by Odutonyibo.
A lot of aggression on defense, but keeping it clean. That's been the main name of the game so far for Colgate.
Tang almost comes up with a steal. Cox has to get rid of it. Oleksienko now inside. Nice layup with the left hand. Oleksienko now up to 5 points in the evening. And here comes Carr the other way. Throw down Michigan State. And now get the zone going.
Is there any way to inject adrenaline into a team better than that? Carr, so athletic, so impressive.
Oleksienko tries a 3. That one a little too strong. Fears looking inside, one-on-one. Kholer has it. Evades the double team and is blocked by Odutonyibo, but the foul was there at the same time.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Line. Shot 65% last season.
Yeah, and we'll see what he does against this Breslin crowd. Makes the first one, and it's a 4-point game with 4:26 left to go in the first half.
For Cummins, he's already up to 4 points in this one so far. If he reaches 11, he'll have 500 career points in college.
And 2 for 2. Fears looking to go quick, eventually slowing it up as the Spartans will get in their half-court set. Scott, open, look, and that one's off, but a foul is going to be called on Cummins.
They're calling it on both sides. They've really slowed down how much they're willing to let these two defenses play. If there's any contact, they're blowing that whistle.
And that's where Jeremy Fears' talent of beating you off the dribble. Take a look at the foul.
Pretty clear.
Yeah, that one not as difficult, but that's where Jeremy Fears comes into effect for this Michigan State team, because you're so worried about him beating you off the dribble, as Scott missing the first free throw out of 3, but you're so worried about him beating you off the dribble, you have to send that help from that weak side, and that's how Scott got freed up.
And that's what really the aggression that's added to his game this season allows him to do. There's the fear of him being a shooter, him trying to blow past you and go right to the rim. Adds an entire different element that you have to guard.
And Scott makes 2 for 3, so he gets his first 2 buckets of his Spartan career from the free throw line. And Michigan State leads by 5. Lesienko picked it up, and Cox comes to get it. Now Wright working with it, trying to find Tweedy. They eventually do. Colgate still working their offense through the perimeter, as Cox guarded by Fort. The switch came, nice help that time by Fears, but it doesn't matter. Big three-pointer by Sam Wright and the Raiders.
It's up to 5 points now. 4 of the players on the court for the Raiders have 5 exactly.
Cooper answers with the jumper. Michigan State gets it right back.
And when Cooper got recruited by Michigan State, there was thoughts that he could be a 3-level scorer. He's mostly been used down in the post, down low, but he still has a jump shot he can use when he needs to.
And that's something that he's been elevating with his game. He jokingly said over the offseason he's going to take more threes. Of course, mainly joking, as that time, once again, the Raiders answer. Both teams going back and forth, right with back-to-back buckets. Inside, Cooper, that one lost it.
Spartans now 5 of their last 8. Colgate 4 of their last 4.
Both teams finding their offenses towards the end of this first half. Nice weak side defense that time by Fort. Here he comes down the way, Euro step inside. And once again, both defenses. It's Cox, he got in there, able to tie it up. And man, this one, Joe, back and forth we go, 2:47. Temple is the answer for head coach Langle and the Raiders. So Spartans to inbound, they go all the way back to Fears. McCulloch into the game for Michigan State. Kholer gets it, double team comes. Spartans working it back around. Inside, good defense that time by Lesienko, but did kind of seem like he wrapped around a little bit there, Joe.
Kholer believes so for sure. Depends on what the referees believe, of course.
Yeah, so no foul called, of course. They just, Spartans will inbound.
Yeah, you can see on that replay, a little contact.
Fears working inside, trying to draw the foul, no call. Scott gets it right back, and what a jumper that is. Smart play by Jordan Scott.
He's only a freshman, but his instincts, so nice.
So Michigan State 40% from the field. The Raiders 44%. Spartans 33% from beyond the arc. Raiders 42%. As here's Lesienko inside, kicks it out to Cox. Working with it, down low. Right, drop step, looking for somewhere to go, and that one's tough. Nice shot by Sam Wright.
Some really nice footwork showed off by Wright on the low block.
Tang with it, quickly over to McCulloch, and he gets it to go. Jesse McCulloch gets his first points of the evening and his first points of the season.
6'10", he used his frame entirely on that one.
And he is another piece for Michigan State that Coach Izzo is looking for more and more improvement from. Right, left open, that one too strong.
For people who don't understand how talented these two rosters are, he finished second in the Mr. Ohio basketball voting a couple years ago.
Yeah, and took that year last year to just learn as much as he possibly could, as the foul was called on Cox as Fears was driving to the cup. So Fears at the line, he'll shoot 2.
For Colgate, they got to tighten up the defense a bit. That's now their 7th personal foul. They started off really clean. They've been reaching a bit much.
Michigan State in the bonus now. So first one's good.
For Fears last year, he hit 73% of his free throws. Improvement from the year before.
And again, as we mentioned earlier, Michigan State was at the line. It's going to take a collective group effort to get better from that free throw line. They had overall solid team success last year. But still, you know, coaches are always looking for that improvement. Cox gets it from right, working with it. Over to Cummins. Right back to Cox, trying to find an opening. Tang's right there. Now inside, right, battling against McCulloch now. Quick pass out. Lost it was Tweedy, but he gets it right back. Driving, inside, turnaround. Fans wanted to travel, but no one is called, and Spartans get the rebound, pushed the other way. Scott left open, sidestep, 3. That one's too strong. The ball hit the side of the backboard, and the Raiders come up with it.
Hasn't worked out for Tweedy so far, but he's having all the hustle plays that a coach could ask for. He tried drawing the charge on Kholer down low, just didn't get called.
And the transfer out of University, Wisconsin, Green Bay. Coach Langle is talking about how much he needs to have a good season for them. Shot clock down to 5, game clock right there with it. Now down to 2, forcing up a 3 is Cummins. And that one's good, and it'll send us to halftime. Wow. Last year against Kentucky, they had a rough first half, but they battled all the way back and only trimmed that deficit down. Here comes Carr going up top. Wanted the everything on that one, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Ridiculous to watch for Carr. Almost looks like there's an invisible set of stairs that he's walking up when he goes towards the rim. The body control couldn't finish off, get the chance for the and 1, but he still got a chance for 2.
And Wright will pick up his first foul. So Carr to the line. Only 3 points in that first half. This is the first one. Michigan State now 7 for 11.
They've done a good job getting to the line. They just haven't been able to cash them in at a good rate.
Now Michigan State 7 for 12 from the free throw line. A good offensive rebound to keep the possession alive. And off-ball foul is going to be called that time. And I believe it was Alexienko, and it was.
And that's why movement is so imperative to success in the sport of basketball. When you're moving like that, can cause chaos just to erupt anywhere.
And that's also the IQ of Jaxon Kholer, feeling Alexienko pushing into him and being able to recognize where he is, as Kholer on the floor battling, looking for somewhere to go. And the Raiders come away with it. It's Tweedy. Pass back to Cummins. He had that deep three-pointer that cut the lead to 3 at the end of the first half. Quick pass out. Tweedy up top, runs in to a lunging Cooper, going for the closeout.
I'm a bit shocked they didn't try for the three-point shot to draw the foul, get to the free throw line. Cooper was in the air way before Tweedy was even close to taking the shot.
Yeah, I think if he did go for the initial shot, I don't think it would have ended up in his favor, as Cooper was close to timing that up perfectly, or in your case, Joe, he would have been able to draw that foul. So we'll see what happens here. Is inside Tweedy once again battling and getting it to go off the window. The Raiders are fighting.
Well, David versus Goliath under the rim.
Up top, Kholer gives it to Tang. Looking for somewhere to go, finds Carr. Fears directing the offense. Here comes the screen by Cooper. Tang for three. And that one off originally, but nice job by Carr. Look how high he got to keep that one alive.
Something they wanted him to improve on after that exhibition versus UConn.
Carr attacking. Cooper, lots of space, and that one's easy.
A deep mid-range shot. Merson Cooper really adding a different element to his game that Spartan fans haven't seen in the 3 years prior here.
And both field goals for Carson Cooper coming off of mid-range jump shots. Tweedy working, looking for somewhere to go. Lesienko driving, and it's going to go the other way.
Could see Jaxon Kholer let out a yell. Very excited after that one. Take a look at the battle right before. Encore diving over body, sending it out for the offensive board.
And Cooper following that one up with that jumper. And you can tell, I mean, anybody who's watched Carson Cooper over the last years, that jumper is looking a lot better. It's a nice job by Kholer to go inside and draw the foul. Lesienko now called for the foul. That's his second. Excuse me, that will go against Wright. So Wright with 2 fouls, Lesienko with 2 fouls. Saw the replay there.
Could see Wright trying to draw the charge. It just didn't work out the way that he intended.
So inside, Cox almost got the weak side steal. Fears directing traffic. Takes the screen from Cooper, swing pass Carr, down low. Passes out to Fort. Now high-low with Cooper and Kholer, and that one's a turnover. Cox the other way, inside. Tweedy, nice job to keep that one from going out of bounds. Wide open, Cummins, that one's off the front iron. Fort thought about the 3, now drives inside. Turnaround fadeaway, rattles out.
Michigan State's been trying a lot of those mid-range jumpers. Not the best for efficiency.
Spartans shooting 40% from the field for the game. Raiders 45. Answer. Again, it's Cummins.
Cummins now the first player to get above 10 points.
Carr quickly gets it back. And that's what we saw a lot of in the second half of that first half, Joe. Both teams starting to answer each other towards the end of that first half.
And when Carr has a play like that, it really hypes up the crowd in here as well. Adds an entire new element for Cummins. That was his 500th career point for Colgate.
Big personal accomplishment for him. So shout out to Brady Cummins. Here he is once again. Feeds the post inside. Lesienko battling Cooper. And that one's good. The Raiders red hot, 44% from beyond the arc and 48% from the field.
7 points for Lesienko now.
Carr inside.
Jaxon Kholer.
For Carr, it's just keeping things simple. Just run to the rim, slam it down, get your team energized.
And quickly, 4 early second half points for Carr en route to 7 total points so far in the game. Turnover. Michigan State coming the other way.
Spartan defense really starting to tighten up in the second half.
And that's always the question for a lot of these Michigan State teams. How will they answer as Cooper almost got the and one? Foul's going to be called. Well, for now they're saying a jump ball. Now they're going to go to review. So they initially called it jump ball, but now they're going to take a look at it.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Yeah, not bad. Ward, first free throw, that one off the back iron. Michigan State Now 11 for 19, 58% as a team from the free throw stripe.
Ward hasn't made either of his 2 this game.
And that's been a struggle, but Scott kept it alive once again. Ward with it now. Has the smaller Tweedy on him, and the blocking foul is going to be called.
Every time Tweedy tries drawing a charge, it has not worked out in his favor so far.
Yeah, and that time that was tough.
Didn't have the feet planted. It's going to get called the other way every single time.
Ward wanted the opportunity to take it straight up to the cup, but he'll get another chance from the free throw stripe.
Tweedy is also only 185 pounds. One of the smaller players out on the court today.
And Ward finally drops his first free throw. 1 for 4 on the evening.
First one in the green and white. Has to just feel good to see one go through the net.
Second one up, and that one's off the back iron. Scott's there again, but this time an over the back foul is going to be called on him.
That one was close. Scott still showing that he's willing to dive, try go for the rebound. Didn't work out that time. That's been working out most of the time.
But regardless, I mean, that's almost 5 plays on the offensive end for Michigan State in a row that Scott has been involved on the floor, hustling. Something to take note of, and Fears fired up as he draws the foul. It's just one of those plays that Jeremy Fears Jr. can make and completely turn the energy on its head.
He's such a vocal leader for this team as well. He started out a bit of a quiet assassin during his freshman year when he came here, but now he's really stepped up. He's not afraid to let everyone know how he's feeling on that court.
You saw initially right away at the top of the replay the hand swipe on Fears' face. Spartans working it around. Fears inside, throws one up off the back iron. Carr bats it out. Fears once again, lob it up, and Carr wasn't there. Ayure, quick pass, gets it right back, in trouble. Cox now. Colgate needs to answer. Cox, that one's pure. Nice jumper by Jalen Cox.
He hasn't taken that many shots. That was only the 5th of the game so far for him, but he's made 4 of the 5.
So the lead back to 6 for Michigan State. Scott down low to Carr. Skip pass. Unochukwu for 3. That one off the iron and out.
Michigan State's getting the open shots. They just have not been able to hit the 3 ball this half.
Cox trying to find his rhythm. Inside, lost it. Spartans come away with it. Fears, lob it up, throw it down! Wright just got put on a one-way ticket to flight 55. My goodness. And 1.
It was a question of when, not if, for Encore getting a highlight reel dunk in this one.
And that was one of those things where Fears missed him on the possession before. And it wasn't even Fears missed him. It was more of that miscommunication, I think, between Fears and Carr. And my.
You just see the Breslin Center erupt every single time Carr throws down the hammer.
And converts the and 1, so that could be the spark that Michigan State needs as they're slowly building that lead. And Scott, a big round of applause. Listen to this crowd as he takes the bench.
You can see it on your screen right now. They're 15-1 at the Breslin Center. Massive heart due to the is-zone and how much they care every single play.
Lesienko working with it. Cummings guarded by Carr. Nice defense. Cox gets it right back. Guarded by Tang. Crossover inside. Right with it. Now Lesienko. Spartans another turnover. Here comes Fears. Off the backboard. It's Carr again!
In the second half specifically, Carr certainly looking like he deserves to be on that short list. Sending it back to Jack and Joe.
Thank you very much, Olivia. And out of the timeout, Raiders can't get the three to drop, and all of a sudden it's an 11-point lead for Michigan State. Kholer tries one, why not?
The momentum has shifted, and it is clear in the Breslin Center right now. Before that three, Michigan State, 2 back-to-back dunks from Encore. Before that, they only had 1 dunk in the entire game.
And it's hustle plays that start it, and then the highlight plays that follow. Raiders looking for any type of answer. Cox, skip pass, one more. Carlissimo off the front iron, still around, and the Raiders maintain possession. Cox with it. Fears lost his footing, and he's down low with the right, but Lesienko tries a three. That one won't go.
Really veteran move from Fears, pulling the chair down low, allowing them to get that rebound.
And Kholer was looking for cutting Cooper, but an on-the-floor foul is going to be called.
Going to be called on Cummins. Want to take it back just 1 second. The work that Fears has put in this night cannot be understated. He has 5 steals so far, been a monster intercepting passing lanes, but just also his off-ball defense. Both have combined for just an excellent showing.
And he has a good chance, Joe, to get a triple-double in different ways. I mean, he has currently 8 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. So if he gets one more bucket or is able to get to the free throw line, as Cooper misses the first one, if Fears is able to get to the free throw line again and gets some more opportunity to score, needs a few more rebounds, though, to get there.
He's already got 4 by 5 so far, just stuffing the stat sheet.
Doing a little bit of everything. That's why they call him the floor general. As Cox works it across half court. Denim Wojcik into the game now for Michigan State, the transfer from Harvard. Wojcik guarding Cox. Right of three, that one's good. Raiders are gonna need a few of those to claw their way back, but they know how to do it.
And that ends a 9-0 run in Michigan State's favor. That was going on before. Big time, big need, and a big bucket for Colgate.
So Wojcik on the floor. It's Wojcik, Carr, Kholer, and Cooper. Is nice backdoor cut by Tang, but he can't get the bunny to drop. Right, inside, got Tang in the air, and one.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Racism at the 5.
He cocked it back a little bit that time, Joe. Is right down low. That one rolls off the rim.
We'll call it a tomahawk for his sake. Might have not been, but a little bit of a cockback.
Fears gets the screen from Carr. Carr looking for Scott, picks up his dribble. Now Fears with it. Cooper jumper, that one rattles out. And the Raiders look to push now. Time is not on their favor. Carlissimo tries one, that's good. So it's starting in the right direction if you want these last 2 minutes and 36 seconds to be special. So Fort with it. Back up top to Fears. Spartans just looking for a good shot. Fears inside, and how about that? The muscle.
He has so much body control when he's midair, whether he wants to jump it off for a last-second pass or go for the shot himself. Fears able to get seemingly off balance every time.
Cox with it now. Cummins driving on Carr, skip pass, Tweedy, three. Too strong, but a off-ball foul is going to be called on Carson Cooper.
It's a battle down low between Cooper and Sam Wright. Seems like they didn't like how much shoving they saw that time. It's been a battle all day.
That's a A battle of two towers there is Wright standing at 6'9", Cooper 6'11". Cooper only with a listed 10-pound advantage.
Well, Jack, the biggest difference between the two, of course, has to be Carson Cooper's wingspan, 7 foot 5 inches.
Yeah, that's what's allowed him to be so strong defensively, and one of the best parts of his game is his rim protecting. Right free throw, too short. And that was Colgate's 5th and 6th free throws of the evening compared to Michigan State's 35. And of course, for Colgate, they've lived the whole second half in the double bonus. As Fears drives inside, a little too strong. Kholer with the O-board. Now quickly trying to dump it off to Cooper. And both Cooper and Kholer thought that it was off of the Raiders, and they're going to take another look and walk away with the opening victory. Fort off the inbound, and Fears will reset.
For this Spartan team, the way they responded in the second half when it was tight has to make Izzo happy.
It sure does, and I think a lot of free throws are going to be shot over the next week or so of practice, Joe, leading up to that Arkansas matchup that is going to be just electric in East Lansing between those two schools. Spartans 22 for 35 from the stripe. And Colgate Raiders answer another three. So down by 9, 56 seconds. Tweedy was able to drop that one in.
For Colgate, they're at least showing a breath of life when Michigan State has been suffocating them the entire game. It seems like they're going to be pretty content letting the time run out here as much as they can. And you made a good point. I don't know if happy would be the right word to describe Izzo after this, especially with those missed free throws.
No, there's definitely going to be a lot of things that need improvement as Cooper crashes the board and puts that one in for Michigan State. Could be the gut punch. Right, working inside, answers quickly right back. 22 seconds left though. We'll see if the Raiders decide to foul, and they do. So more free throw chances for Michigan State.
Bit of an interesting choice when they're down 9. That's at minimum if Michigan State were to miss both free throws here. A 3-possession difference between both these teams. They're not going down without a fight, it would seem.
Yeah, and these things, you don't overthink it. You just get to the line, you make your free throws. It's something that a lot of games come down to. I'm sure there's somebody out there that has the stat of percentages of college basketball games that have came down to free throws. And you see the foul there, intentional foul, stopping the clock, getting Fears to the line. Jeremy Fears, 13 points so far. Looking for 14.
He hasn't had issues with free throws all day.
Yeah, perfect now from the line, 6 for 6.
It's been a long bright spot for the Spartans.
So game clock down to 11. Tweedy another one off the front iron, rebound Kholer, and that's gonna do it. Spartans come away with an opening home court victory.